back to the channel, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be entered to win a giveaway that we're gonna do. Once we hit 50 subscribers, we're gonna do a mini giveaway. Once we get more subscribers, we're gonna do a bigger giveaway. In this video, we're gonna get right to it. We're actually gonna be cleaning the oil galleys in this 4G63 blocks that I have here. That's a 7-bolt. We're gonna be cleaning these oil galleys right here. Hopefully we can get them to look like the one over here that I've done before. So I'm gonna be teaching you guys a little bit of tips and tricks to get this done. I'm not gonna use any, how do you call it? Carbide burrs. I'm not gonna use any of those. I am just gonna use rolled sandpaper. So we'll go ahead and get some of this cleaned out and see how it comes out. I'm gonna go ahead and tape this right here so that way we don't get any of these debris into the holes here where the bolts go, and then we'll go from there. So just to give you guys an idea of what tools I'm going to be using, as you see here, we have the Jegs Port and Polish Kit that actually has 90 pieces of rolled sandpaper. I already have one set up here on my die grinder, my air die grinder. I have a little bit of brake cleaner right here, which I'm actually going to spray the front of this motor down because I did oil it up so that way it didn't rust. So I'm going to spray it down and get some of that oil off, and then we'll go ahead and start sanding this down. All right, so let's get to it. All right, I didn't have any painter's tape, so I'm just using some white duct tape that I had laying around. Obviously, if I get any glue left over on the front, I'll just wipe it off. But for right now, this is what I have to do with it. We'll just go with this for now. Plus, it sticks a lot better. All right, so as you see here, we got all the bolt holes taped up. I cut out the pieces where the galleys are at. I did cut off a little bit more. That way I could see where the edge is and know where I'm going into. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and get sanding away. So what I'd like to do first is, just so you guys give you an update. So I'll take the biggest piece of sander that's in that kit. I'll stick it in here, and then I'll do the edges. So I'll do this bottom edge here. So I'll put it right here, start there, and I move my way up. As you move up, it gets tighter. So in the spots where it doesn't fit, I'll use another roll. On this side, it'll fit through the whole thing up until you get here. So from here to here, I'll sand it from here to roughly about here. It gets tight. And then I'll switch to a smaller size, and I'll do this here. There is a little lump right here, so be careful, guys. Don't notch that down too much. And then same thing from here to here. This one piece here, we'll go ahead and sand it across. And then this piece here, I'll need a smaller piece to get that sanded down. So I'm gonna put the camera down and start sanding away, guys. All right, once you have one side that's wore down on here, what I do is I'll take it off and then I'll switch it to the other side. Alright guys, so while I'm doing this, I like to hit it with some brake clean, get some of that gunk that we have that we're sanding out. That way we can clean out the passages, that way we can kind of see how we're looking in there. That's the best way to go about it. Right now you can see it's pretty decent. Still got a little bit right here and some right here on the edges, right here in the corners. So we'll go ahead and get that out, and then this side will be done. Well, I gotta hit it with the 120. Once I get all of this out, I'll do 80 grit everything, make sure it's almost all metal, and then we'll hit it with the 120 just to smooth that out a little bit more. All right, let's get it. All right, so I went ahead and hit a little bit with this 120 grit. You see it's a little bit longer. As you can see, the end here, it kind of bobbles up a little bit. I like to switch it to the other side so I can sand it with the other side, but it's kind of hard to put this piece here in there like that when it's all bobbled up. So sometimes what I like to do is I'll take some snips here, snip it off, and then you can either put it back on this side and you got still more to roll here, or you can just flip it around to the other side. But we'll leave it on this side for now and we'll keep going here. See, same thing happened here. So we'll go ahead and just cut that piece off again. And then this time I'm actually gonna flip it to the other side. Alright guys, so I went ahead and hit it with the 120 grit. As you can see, I'm going to show you guys real quick. It's not going to be perfect, so just so you're aware, it's not going to be perfect, but compared to the other one, look at the other one, how black it is still. So just compared to the other one, you'll see it's pretty good, but boom. It's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty darn close. So, three-step process, guys. So just so you guys are aware, the first step is hit it with the 80 grit, the larger cartridge on the side, and this little edge here. And if you can get it in here, go ahead and do this little spot right here. Second step is get a smaller cartridge, 80 grit, hit the middle. If you can get a cone-shaped one, I recommend getting a cone-shaped sandpaper cartridge. Hit this middle piece here. If you need to hit the sides again a little bit more, hit the middle a little bit more. And then the third step is hit it with 120 grit, side, in the middle, 120 grit, and you'll be perfect. And then throughout it, while I am sanding it down, I like to spray it with a little bit of brake clean to get all that gunk off of it, so you can actually see what's been coming off and what's been not coming off. So, but there you guys have it. So I'm not going to bore you guys with doing the second one. So I'm going to go ahead and get the second one done here. Same concept. Side, middle. Alright guys, I just want to interrupt the video real quick to give you a little tip / trick. The tip is, when you're grinding the oil galleys down, you're obviously going to get a little bit of dust from the metal that you're shaving off of there. The metal's going to go, shavings are going to go to the floor. And there's two people. There's the person who's going to sweep it up, and there's a person who's going to blow it. And if you're blowing it and you have a driveway that's concrete like mine, guess what? once it rains, that water is going to hit that powder of metal and it's going to rust it up, and your driveway is going to get really rusty. I've went through that once already. I'll never do it again. I just hit it with the air gun. I threw it all outside. Thought I was done with it. Come to find out, my whole driveway was all rusted up. So I had to get some rust remover and clean up the driveway. And then that's the tip of the day. The trick is, once you're done cleaning out the oil galleys, hit it with some automatic trans fluid. So I drive a Ford, so I have some Ford automatic trans fluid over there, and I just hit it with enough. You know, you can see a little bit of the red of the trans fluid right there. I just hit it with a nice amount. I like to hit this whole front end with some automatic trans fluid, that way it doesn't rust, and keep it nice and fresh. I had a motor that I had sitting for 6 months, which had automatic trans fluid in there, and it never rusted not one time during that 6 months. So that's your tip / trick of the day. Continue watching the video. I appreciate you guys that have made it this far. We'll get back to it. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna actually do is I'm actually gonna put the GoPro headband on so you guys can see another view of how I do this. So I'm gonna do this second one here, and then I'm gonna put this GoPro headband on, and then we'll give you a second view of how I'm doing this. Alright, so we're going to get this put on so you guys can see, okay? Guys, so I went ahead and turned the camera around. As you can see, this is the final product. I always say take your time with it. It's not all going to come off at one shot. Like I said, 3-step process. What I like to do is do the sides, the side, the side, the sides. That's step 1. Step 2 is hit the middle, hit the middle, all the middle, and then step 3 is go over every single thing again. So just go over all of this side, all of it, the whole thing one more time. And what I'm using is anywhere from 60 to 80 grit for the first 2 passes, and in the very last pass I'm doing 120 to smooth it out. Alright. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. You get entered to win a giveaway that we're doing. And remember, stay tuned. We're Nexx Racing.